Okay, so it's day one of trying to organize my sewing room, and it's going to be a pretty significant makeover by the end of this. And so, as you can see, it is just absolute chaos. And this is a very authentic representation of how my sewing room has been. So, I have like kind of these piles, and it's just like I had the piles of scraps on the floor. I've got other piles. This is the closet. And so for this first day, I'm just going to focus on the closet because I had built these cubbies. I had gotten these 9 cube cubbies from Walmart, and I actually built those up back in August. And it kind of helped a little bit. I was able to finally clear out my closet and I got those in there. And unfortunately, it just still is really jumbled mess because I haven't really had the time to take care of everything else in the room. So I'm focusing on this right now. This is the first day. And the reason why I'm focusing on that is because I feel like it's the low-hanging fruit. And so what I'm doing here is I'm organizing by gradient. And so my gradient is starting with yellow and then going to orange and red. And then I will be going through to green and blue and indigo and violet. And then I'm also going to have some neutral colors as well. And that's mainly what I'm focusing on today. And so, without further ado, you can watch the rest of this set to music. I had all of that sped up to 10 times speed, and so as you can tell, it was taking quite a long time to do that. But I have it all nice and gradient out where I have yellow, orange, red, and then it's blue, indigo, violet, and then I had a whole bunch of green, so that ended up just kind of spilling over out of order. And then I have neutrals. I also had multicolor in one of the units. I put a bunch of batiks in a unit. I also had some fabrics from quilt shops. And then on the top, I have some works in progress. So that's what's in the corner there. There's a lot of different things. There's also a scrap bin that I moved from a bottom cubby into the top there. So I'm still figuring out what to do with that. And then over on the other side is some practice sandwiches that I had left over from when I would demonstrate free motion shorts. So you might be wondering what's going on here. I thought it would be kind of fun to do a bit of a diary of what's going on with this big sewing room makeover that I'm doing. And it really is like a pretty significant makeover. And so if you're really into that and into seeing how I've decided to organize everything, then definitely stay tuned in because I'm going to have a series of videos coming out. I figured it would be better to do it kind of in these little bite-sized chunks than trying to do one really big video. And so this was the first day, and that was me organizing the cubby. I'm not completely done with it. It's still sort of a work in progress, but pretty good for that first day. And so I'm going to be coming out with another video very soon where I continue what I'm doing with this. And then at the end of this, I'm going to share what I have learned and what my approach ended up being, because I've watched dozens of videos on how to organize, how to declutter, particularly with craft rooms, but also in general, and kind of digging into somewhat of the psychology of it. And so if you are trying to take control of a situation with your own sewing room, with your own craft room that you feel like has gotten out of control, then I think this series is definitely going to be right up your alley. Go ahead and leave a comment below what you think, like how you would organize the fabric, what you've done in the past, and I think we can all be helping each other. So I hope you've enjoyed this first diary episode of this, and I hope to see you in the other videos.